All right, Shalom. This is Hara 1 by Nyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. When I say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakar Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwate, my children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. It's going to be a quick lesson dealing with this recent update or uptick dealing with these chariots. All right, the Heavenly Father's chariots, man. And you got the Pentagon coming out in the past couple days saying that there's a what they call a mothership, but we call it a fathership. All right, a chariot that's of Yahushua. That so he's the authority, which goes into the fatherhood. So that's the fathership, not the mothership. But anyway, the Pentagon said this giant fathership or chariot is sending out smaller chariots. So let's listen to the video, and I may read the article and go into some scriptures.
Into the new draft report on UFOs, the Pentagon's expert warning about a possible mothership coming close to Earth. Stay with us. It may sound straight out of a movie, but the Pentagon and a Harvard scientist have collaborated on a new draft report questioning if we're alone in the universe and whether we've already seen evidence of life beyond Earth. Here's Gadi Schwartz.
Move over Chinese spy balloon or whatever else U.S. fighter jet shot down last month. Tonight, out of Harvard University, a draft paper about mysterious flying objects sounding almost like science fiction.
I think it's very likely that we are not the most intelligent civilization that ever existed.
Renowned Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb teaming up with the new head of the Pentagon's UFO office, dubbed the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Together, they say that interstellar objects detected in space could be signs of extraterrestrial life, and that current sky mapping technology, like the James Webb Space Telescope, could miss such objects.
It could have been a mother ship that released some probes in the habitable region around the sun. We have a visitor to our backyard. We should observe it at first.
Professor Loeb now leading the charge to build better arrays of sensors to capture anomalies, but saying for now everything is hypothetical, and his paper is
backyard. We should observe it. It could have been a mother ship that released some probes in the habitable region around the sun. We have a visitor to our backyard. We should observe it at first.
Professor Loeb now leading the charge to build better arrays of sensors to capture anomalies, but saying for now everything is hypothetical, and his paper is really meant to remind UFO hunters not to forget the laws of physics.
As much as the reports from military personnel are intriguing and motivate my work right now, I want my instruments to tell me what is really happening.
Meanwhile, more videos surfacing showing odd objects have been leaked to documentary UFO filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, who recently released pictures of an orb shape over Mosul, and these images showing a cylinder flying over a rock. The Pentagon not commenting on the recent videos, but confirming prior videos released by Corbell had been filmed by service members. As for what they are, definitive explanations remain out of reach. Gadi Schwartz.
All right, so they're saying that the Pentagon chief, he's saying that what they noticed is that a few years ago, and he had something come out called the Oumuamua, which which is I think it's a Hawaiian word or something like that. That means scout. All right, scout. And a scout is usually sent out by something bigger. Now, in this case, what I believe is there's a huge chariot out there, and Yahushua is on that chariot. And he's sending out other chariots, just like the scriptures say. You know, defending also, he shall deliver. Now, Oumuamua, they keep putting this picture in our face, making it look like a rock, right? But this this specific, what they call UAP, right? Unidentified aerial phenomena that they don't know what it was. It came in at a trajectory where it came into the what do you call it, galaxy or the orbit, and then it went right out real fast. As it exited our orbit, it started moving real fast, like it was being controlled, propelling, and it had no visible means of propulsion, and it was burning hot. It looked like it was glowing like red. All right, but they keep putting this image in our face, like with a rock, you know. So it's all deception. All right, so I'm going to read this article from the, what is it called? The Observation Post, all right? Now, again, they say it's just speculation, and you got these Chinese drones, you know, and Esau could be pushing for more control out in space, you know, what you call or the Shemayim, and they look at space as a domain for war. All right, so they really want more control, and they want to deceive everybody into controlling them even more from an outside threat, which will bring all the nations together for one world order, one world military. So ultimately, they want to fight against Yahweh Shai when he returns. All right, which goes into Revelations 12. So again, let's get into this article. See what it says. All right, see here, they have a picture. Why can't I get this off the screen? They have a picture of in the background that I can't see. They got a picture of a chariot destroying the Pentagon. Look at that. All right. So this right here is symbolic, man, representing like a enemy versus enemy. You know. So this shows you their mindset that whatever comes from that sky is going to be an enemy, and they're going to shoot at it, man. They're going to shoot at those chariots, and they're going to lose horribly. It says here on the post, it says there is a possibility that extraterrestrial motherships, plural, said many, motherships and smaller probes may be visiting planets in our solar system. Wow, going to different planets throughout the solar system that's around the Earth, which would be like the house of the thief, because Esau is running the Earth right now. All right. And the mothership, it wouldn't be a mothership, it would be a fathership, because the Lord is a man of war. He's a man, a male figure. The head of the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Research Office noted in a report draft shared Tuesday, an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many smaller probes during its close passage to Earth. Wow. And an operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA missions. See that, man? So they believe it's like some aliens out there, and they're trying to see if it's any other species out in the universe, and so they probing the Earth. That's not true. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 18. All right. And in this chapter, you'll realize that it's Yahushua talking to Ezra. All right. He steps into the conversation and speaks to Ezra. All right. And this was way back in 459 BC. He steps in and speaks to Ezra besides the angel Uriel. 2nd Ezra 6 and 18. And it said, behold, actually, verse 17. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up. Ooh, kind of, I'm gonna go up a little further. Wow. Verse 13. So he answered and said unto me, this is the angel Uriel speaking to Ezra, stand upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice. And see, the angel Uriel was saying, listen, you're going to hear Yahushua speak, so prepare yourself. And it shall be as it were a great motion. You're going to move them. That's how Yahushua speaks, man. Powerful. Like the Force on Mandalorian or Star Wars. All right. But the place where thou standest shall not be moved. Wow. It's going to be like some type of, you can feel his power when he speaks. And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. See, we know that's Yahushua's voice. His voice is like the sound of many waters. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh to visit them that dwell upon the earth. All right, so that's what's happening right now. The Lord is beginning to draw nigh and to visit the people that are dwelling upon the earth, visiting Esau for destruction and these heathens in 2/3, but visiting the elect for deliverance, to deliver the elect. All right, so he's visiting the earth. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, man. So the Lord is visiting the earth to destroy the thief, man. All right, and to make inquisition, which would be, all right, so inquisition, to inquire. It says, denoting a searching examination, man. So the Lord is examining everything right now, sending his angels out, examining everything. That's why he's here. That's why that chariot is most likely out there in the orbit, just sitting there. All right, or chariots. They said there's multiple huge fatherships out there, giant chariots, man. Whew. Sending out smaller ones. And they said they believe that's what sent out the Amua, which was a giant cylindrical or pillar-shaped chariot that was the size of a giant school bus or something, or 2 school buses, or a traveling truck, you know. Size of, some say the size of a football field, some say the size of about 30 feet or so. All right, according to the cubits. So either way, it's gonna be some huge chariots that's gonna be sending out smaller chariots. All right, examination. So the Lord is examining the earth. It says here. So and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, man. So we in that time where our affliction is almost done. And Zion represents the mountain or government of Israel, which would be the elect. Once our affliction is done and we're purified and the prophecies completely play out. All right. And it says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, see Esau's world, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob, Zion is the beginning of it that follows. So this one is vanishing away. This age is vanishing away. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. All right, so Esau's world is our affliction. Then will I show these tokens. All right, these prophecies, man. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and that goes into Revelations, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 18. I could be wrong, but the books are open before the firmament. All right, the Lord gonna give the judgment for those that are written in the book of life and those that are written in the book of death to be destroyed. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. So everybody gonna see. Every eye shall see him. All right, so everybody gonna see the Lord's return together. All right, so I'm gonna read this Revelation 20. It wasn't not Revelation 18, but Revelation 20. It says, I saw, Revelation 20:11. I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away. And there was found no place for them, man. All right, so from whose face the heaven and the earth fled away, meaning these heathens are going to try to find somewhere to hide, and they ain't going to be able to. All right. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before Yahweh, and the books were open. See, open before the firmament. All right. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged, talking about these heathens and 2/3 of our people, out of those things which were written in the books according to their works, man. So that's what's happening. We in that time right now. The books are being opened before the firmament. And also that goes into the internet, the unicorn. All right, they send out the radio waves, and it goes around all around the earth. All right, so the judgment seat, the Most High is sitting to judge the earth, man. He's beginning to visit the earth. And if there's a giant chariot out there, this is Tobit chapter 12 and 15. It says, I am Raphael, which is one of the archangels, Raphael, Rapai Ya'ala, which means healer of power, of the power, Yahweh. He says, I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, man. He got 7 holy angels. And the top are the 4 angels, which are the archangels. All right, and Raphael is one of them. I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. See that? So they come and go. You know, and this is Revelations 14 and 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud. And that white cloud is those chariots. And they moving around. They go in and out from the presence of Yahweh. All right, and the scriptures say that Yahweh sits upon his feet are upon 2 giant chariots, man. So that's in Daniel chapter 7. All right. So these angels, they go in and out of these huge chariots, and from the presence of the Lord, and they come in what you call divine intervention, manipulate, control things upon the earth, and then now the Lord is making an examination, precise examination, to pluck up His elect. Like an examiner deals with silver or gold. They leave it in there too long, it'll tarnish. So you got to snatch it out at the proper time. So you got to sit there and watch it. And that's how the Lord has us in this furnace. He's not going to keep us in this affliction a second more than what the Most High has ordained. All right. Revelations 14 and 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, a chariot, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown. So they sitting on top of the chariots as well. And in his hand a sharp sickle. All right, so the Lord got beams he could shoot out his hand, man. All right, with fire, you know. And another angel came out of the temple, man. So they moving in and out from the spirit realm, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, saying, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. All right, so now we're in that time where the harvest of the earth is ripe. And that goes into the scripture where it says, I'm going to get that too, where the Lord going to send his holy angels for the harvest. Wait for the harvest, that the tares and the wheats grow together. And he's going to gather up the wheat and burn the tares. All right. So it's waiting for the ripeness, meaning when it's ready. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped, man, meaning judged, and the elect gonna get delivered. That's what's about to happen. All right. Yeah, look, it's deep, man. So if you read this chapter, I don't want to keep going. I'm gonna keep going. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle, and another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud voice to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sickle, thy sharp sickle, and gather the cluster of the vines of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. So the Lord gonna send his angels to gather the elect. And he's gonna send his angels to it says, let me get that. Isaiah 31:5, as birds flying, so will Yahweh, the Lord of hosts of armies, defend Jerusalem, man. So he's gonna send out his angels as birds, meaning in formation. And that goes into Ezekiel chapter 1, how the angels move. They move in formation. They don't do what they want. They move how the Lord tells them to move, like an army. Defending also, he will deliver it. So the Lord is going to use these angels to deliver his elect and defend his elect, according to Psalms 91. He said, they shall bear thee up in their hands, that thou dash not thy foot against a stone. So the Lord is going to use the angels to do the gathering. And passing over, he will preserve it. So that's going to be the second Passover. Deliverance out of this second Egypt. So the Lord is going to pass over the earth and come to the earth and deliver the elect. All right, just like we're in the time of the Passover now, or the unleavened bread, and that blood that was on the two doorposts. Now the two doorposts today can represent northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. But that blood represents the blood that Yahweh Shai shed for us. What used to be on the doorpost, we represent those doors now. And that blood is upon us to be passed over in the time of judgment. Meaning what? Tawah, which means exempt from judgment. All right, so defending also, they will deliver. That's what's happening. That's what's about to happen. This is Matthew 13:24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But when while men slept, and it's talking about the children of Israel, all right? What more could the Lord do to his vineyard? That's what he's saying, all right? But while men slept, see, while we were asleep, we discontinued from our heritage. His enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way, man. And that's twofold, putting wicked amongst our people, you know, and also what you would call the speckled bird. Our people got mixed up. You don't know who's who anymore. But ultimately, it's talking about the wicked deceiving 2/3 of our people. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So now we don't know who's who. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, and we're waiting for the day of judgment and praying that the Lord gives us mercy and chooses us to be the elect. Many are called, but few are chosen. All right. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also, man. So the blade is sprung up, according to Ezekiel 37, and then you still got dry bones mixed in. You still got the wicked of our nation, you know. So the servants of the householders came and said unto him, Sir, it's talking about the angels, now the householder would represent the earth, all right, and the servants are the angels. Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence did then have the tares? And he said unto them, An enemy have done this, and the enemy is Esau. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? See, the angels want to come. They desire to look into, it's a scripture say the angels desire to look into it, meaning what? Everything that's happening right now. They want to come and deliver us. They're our brothers. All right, that's why the Lord said to the women that they should cover their head, because of the angels. The angels are men, all right, but they're spirits, but they're also our brothers. But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. All right, so you go and try to destroy the tares, you might mess around and destroy the elect with them. So that's why the Lord is making what? Inquisition, and a precise examination and the timing to where the Lord gonna make it perfect, so the angels will know who is who. Do not go against them that have the mark, meaning the mark of Tawah, meaning the mark of exemption. And that mark today is going to be the spirit of Yahushua. That's upon the elect. And that's the sign that the angels are to look for. Let them both grow together until the harvest. See, the time of harvest, the time of judgment, where the books are being opened before the firmament, and where you have chariots sitting out in the galaxies, man, or the orbit of the earth, sending out other chariots, smaller chariots, all right, to examine and prepare. It says, let them both grow together until the harvest, and until the time of harvest, and in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, see, the Lord gonna say to the elect, to the angels, the gatherers. See, the Lord is gonna say this to the angels. Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, meaning push them to the left. All right, and that's what's happening now. Everybody's being cold or hot. The Lord is gonna spew you out. See, the Lord gonna push 2/3 of our people to the left, man. All right, and gather the elect. But gather the wheat into my barn. See, the angels are going to, according to Psalms 91, they're going to go out, be sent out to gather the elect and bring them back to the barn, which would be the bigger chariot. All right, so back to this chapter real quick, Revelations 14 and 19. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh. All right, so the angels are going to be sent forth to do this. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse's bridle. So it's going to be that much blood. If you was standing, if you could fill it up next to a horse, it would go all the way up to the bottom of the horse's belly. That's how much blood is about to be shed on this earth. By the space of 1,600 furlongs, man. Now that right there, some say that's the most as tall as a football field, long as a football field. All right, so I'm gonna try to finish this article real quick. It says there is a possibility that extraterrestrial ships, giant ships, and smaller probes may be visiting planets in our solar system. Well, how should I say? I go to prepare a place for you. So the Lord's been creating planets before and since he left. The head of the Pentagon's unidentified aerial phenomena research office, he noted in a report draft shared Thursday. So he said there's huge chariots out there and they're sending out smaller chariots, like probes. What's a probe? To make inquisition, to examine. This is Proverbs 15 and 3. The eyes of Yahweh, the eyes of Yahweh are his angels, are in every place, beholding the evil and the good, man. See that? So beholding means to what? Probing, making inquisition, watching. All right? So the Lord is watching, sending his angels out. Whew, and that's happening right now. It says, an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many smaller probes during its close passage to the Earth. An operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA's missions. All right, so Kirkpatrick, who was appointed as director of the, I think it's Aerial Phenomenon, AARO, when it was founded in July 2022, previously served as the chief scientist at the Defense Intelligence Agency's Missile and Space Intelligence Center. The AARO was established to investigate unidentified objects of interest around military installations, according to a Pentagon press release. That's right, because it's going to be a war. All right, so it says here, I'm going to try to read a little bit more because I don't like the way they wrote this. It says, Loeb, on the other hand, gained notoriety when he proposed our solar system had been traversed by its first extrasolar visitor in October 2017, which was the Oumuamua. At that time, the Pan-STARRS telescope, in Hawaii detected an object moving. That's why they call it Oumuamua, because Hawaii, they're the first ones that saw it. And they said they called it a scout. Detected an object moving at a speed that caused some scientists to suggest that it originated outside our solar system, right? Spiritual. Something from the fourth dimension, man. The object's orbit also hinted at other forces besides the sun's gravitational pull influencing its movement, meaning it had no visible means of propulsion. Why? Because the Lord is controlling these chariots, with the fueling these chariots, the power of the Lord. This is Ezekiel 1, 1 and 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, and a great cloud. So it was a giant chariot, and a fire enfolding itself, meaning it was moving forward, melting the elements as it came through. And a brightness was about it, so it was glowing. All right, dazzling and glowing. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. So out of the midst of the fire, you could see the chariot, and it had a amber hue to it, color to it. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. So it had 4 angels that were in these chariots. All right, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, so they looked like men, and everyone had their 4 faces, meaning their jobs, their duties, or their what would you call that, man? Their team that's with them. You know, they were basically like the Air Force, Army, and the Navy. You know, so it was like different levels of rankings. And everyone had their 4 wings, so they had a fleet of chariots with them. That's why the Lord said, as birds flying, so shall he deliver the children of Israel. Defending also, he shall deliver it. They're going to be in formation like the birds fly, V formation. So 1 chariot in the front, and then behind it on the right side, it was 2, and on the left side, there were 2. So it was a fleet of chariots in the front, meaning 4. Then you had the whole fleet behind them. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burning brass. So these chariots were circular. That's what it's saying right there. All right. And they had this is the point, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings, man. So that hand goes into the word power, which represents the power of the Lord that's carrying these chariots, keeping them from falling. All right, so they didn't need to be propelled by the gravitational pull of the sun like these scientists are saying, or have any propellers on it or engine thrust. No, this is the Lord controlling it with his power, controlling these chariots, man. Or I should say powering these chariots. All right. So scientists dubbed the object a Muamua, the Hawaiian term for scout, which Kirkpatrick and Loeb offer in their research paper as an example of a possible fathership. They say mothership, but with probe capabilities, meaning it can send out, and it's probing the earth, and it can send out other chariots that come and examine the earth, man. With proper design, these tiny probes, they saying tiny now, like humans are giants and these probes are tiny. You see what I'm saying? Esau, they be pushing their spells, man, their witchcraft through some of these articles, man, to plant an image into the mind of a person. They'll put a stone up, or they'll say it looks like a cylindrical cigar. So now people seeing a cigar in their mind. You see what I mean? So let me get this part, man, because they're getting all over the place. Because the Lord said this was going to happen. Matter of fact, let me get some scripture. They're not talking about nothing. They're trying to put a smoke screen up. This whole article is boasting and hoping for the success of the Pentagon. Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down. See, we're in that time where the thrones The thrones, all the rulership on this earth is about to be cast down, meaning this world is about to pass. All right, the end of this world. And the fulfilled, the affliction of Israel, the elect, are going to be fulfilled. The affliction of Zion. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. So all these rulerships are going to be cast down. Esau's rulership as well. The Ancient of Days did sit. See, Yahweh was going to sit for the judgment. Whose garment was white as snow, and his hair as the hair of his head like the pure wool, man. So the Father looks just like his son, Yahushua. So Yahweh has a beard and white and woolly hair. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. So he got chariots, all right, around him. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him. So he got all kind of chariots, all kind of angels, all kind of spirits out there that's serving the Lord. Even spirits upon the earth that are serving the Lord, on the left hand and the right hand side. Thousands upon thousands serving the Lord, ministering to him. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set and the books were opened. There we go with the books again. So that's showing you what time we're in, man. And I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, and I beheld even till the beast was slain. So Esau's rulership, they're going to be destroyed. And his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. All right. Let me get this. Now let me keep going. And as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away. So these kingdoms, they're going to have their dominion taken away. Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. So these other nations outside of the Edomites, they're going to have get some form of status of living in Yahushua's kingdom after a certain time, after 1,000 years, most likely. All right? When the kingdom is being ushered in. But Esau, they're going to be given to the burning flame. All right? So, and I saw in the night's vision, and behold, one like to the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven. So Yahushua is moving with the chariots to the Father and from the Father, coming to the earth. According to Revelations, I think 1 and 7. And came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. Wow, man, so this is about to happen. All right, this already happened in Revelation chapter 5. The chariots going in and out before the Lord, before Yahweh. What they call scouts or tiny probes. Esau's whack. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom. And this happened in Revelation 5. That all the people, nations, and languages should serve him. And we're about to see that. But it's already been announced in the heavens, but it's going to be given real soon upon the earth, where the Lord is going to have his dominion. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away. See, Esau's dominion is going to pass away. And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed. This is Zechariah 5 and 1. All right. And then I turned, and this is Zechariah. He saw this in a vision back during around 720 BC. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll, man. So it looked like a pillar. That's what they keep saying, cylindrical. You know, something that was sent out like a scout. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. And there was no planes around at this time in 720 BC. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And if you do the math on that, it would get you to about 30 feet. Of course, more, but approximately 30 feet in length. So it'll be huge, like 2 school buses or something around that. Then said he unto me, this is the curse. See, it's a curse, man. It's not just a probe, it's a curse to the wicked. That goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, man. Probing the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. All right, talking about Jake and these heathens. Whoever's meant to be judged in this place called Babylon is going to be destroyed. All right, judged to death. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Also, Jake's that swear falsely by the Lord's name. All right. And I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And the house of the thief represents Esau. All right. So this is all given to Esau, even this orbit, so that Esau can send out their probes into the exosphere. That's the furthest I believe they went. The Lord gave Esau power to manipulate the sun and manipulate weather. So this is all his house right now. The house of the thief is given to them from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But it's going to be taken away. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. So the Lord is sending forth his angels into the house of the thief, into their orbit, into their galaxy, into their earth, into the Lord's earth, but given to the wicked right now, and also into their airspace. And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, man, these damn devils, Esau. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So it can be huge chariots, just like this one that the Pentagon is saying is just sitting there. And it said it's multiple of these huge chariots, and it's sending out smaller chariots to probe the earth and other planets and consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So the chariots are also going to be zapping, defending, and also delivering. According to Wisdom of Solomon, I think it's 11, where it says the angels are going to be, let me get it. Here we go. So like it's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. All right, so let me read this and end it, because this is prophecy happening before our face, man. Kal halayim le'al b'Shem Yahushai. The Lord is ready to come deliver his elect, but he doesn't move nor stir, until the said measure be fulfilled. So the Lord got everything properly measured. So the Lord is precisely probing and making inquisition into the earth right now. Wisdom of Solomon 5:17. He shall take to him jealousy for a complete armor. That's why Yahweh Shai will come back and rage. Right now, he's in spirit of patience and anticipation. But when Yahweh gives him the green light, Yahweh Shai going to show his rage over his woman, which is the nation of Israel. All right, so the Lord said he's jealous over us with a godly jealousy, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. So the Lord gonna make the elect his weapons of war and battle axe in that time as well. So he's gonna give us power. This is what we should expect in these times. All right, so the Lord is going to protect us from the hour of temptation and from Esau's flood and attacks. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate and true judgment instead of a helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. Wow. So you're going to be invincible. Yahweh Shai is invincible, man. He's not coming down here to be hurt or put up on a pole again, a cross, to be crucified. No, he said, I shall not meet thee as a man. He's coming back as a mighty angel, glorified, invincible. See that? His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword. Wow. So his wrath is what he's going to use as the sword. The world shall fight with him against the unwise. And that's the elect. They're going to fight against the wicked. And also 2/3 in the midst of the judgment. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to their mark. And that's talking about those chariots sending out beams, just like on War of the Worlds. They're going to be defending the elect, fighting against these heathens with the elect, and also delivering the elect. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out as of a stone bow. So that's those ICBM missiles that's going to be cast out. That's going to send out warheads, because that's what really does the destruction, the warheads. And Scripture says it's going to be 200 million of them. That's going to make contact with the earth and with America. The water of the sea shall rage against them, the tsunamis, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them. See, they're going to be cut off, according to Zechariah chapter 5. And like a storm shall blow them away. That's the destroying winds from a nuclear explosion. That's what really destroys the people, is the winds that cause that blast that can scatter the body, like in the heat that's going to burn them up with their radiation, cause people to spontaneously combust, and their face is going to be as flames. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. That's right, man, because it's coming. Revelations 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels, see? If I go back to Ezekiel, it say there's one chariot in the front, and each angel had their 4 angels, their 4 wings. So they got fleets of chariots with them. So Michael and his angels are set up to fight what? Against the dragon. All right, so the Lord is sending that, what would it be called? Like a ranking or department. You know, you got the Air Force, then you got the Navy, then you got the Army. So you're going to send the Army, or you're going to send the Navy. Well, so like it would be the Air Force. So the Lord going to send the Air Force, which would be Michael and his angels. All right. Michael, the top angel under Yahushua, means Mayaka Allah, which means like the Most High. All right. Like the powers, just like Yahushua, I should say. And his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, man. So, you know, so the dragon represents Esau, this whole system, NATO, America, all the nations over there in Europe. They're going to cause a lot of these nations to fight against the Lord, to get the heat, to try to get the heat off themselves, try to get them to fight Yahushua at his return. Just like Ronald Reagan said, we need some type of threat from the outside force that would bring all the world together. He was all shriveled up like a California raisin. And they took him out, Ronald Reagan. And it says, and the dragon was cast, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. So that's what they're here to do, to fight and to fray the fourth kingdom, which is the Roman Empire all over again, to put fear and to scatter these heathens. That's what the angels are set up to do. And the dragon fought and his angels, so they're going to try to fight back like Rocky. And what they're going to do, prevail not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So they're gonna lose their rulership, lose their power of exploration out into space. They're gonna lose all of that. There's gonna be a no-fly zone that the Lord gonna put in place. Satan's gonna be cast to the earth like lightning. Lucifer, Esau. All right, they're gonna be destroyed and brought low out of their rulership, and prevailed not. See, the Lord's gonna be invincible. Neither was their place found any more in heaven, meaning rulership. The great dragon was cast out. Wow, cast out of rulership, out of their position. That old serpent, I mean, going way back, all the way to the garden with Cain, who basically Esau being called the serpent, also during the times of 70 AD. It's that old serpent going way back to the Roman Empire, way back to 586 BC, where Nebuchadnezzar sent in Esau to burn our temple down as well. So they're that old serpent that was spoken of, called what? The devil. So the Lord calls them the deceivers, that deceived the whole world. And Satan, and also their enemy to the Lord, which deceiveth the whole world. See, they deceived the whole world, man, trying to get them into what? They set up the first world order with the dollar. Now they're trying to establish a new world order. And with their lies and the religions, the spirits that leaped out of the mouth of the dragon like a frog to deceive the world. Through their military, through their religions, which also goes into their schools, with their banking systems. They deceived the whole world. And CIA and all that with the media, pushing these lies in the movies, Hollywood, witchcraft, right? So they deceived the whole world. And he was cast out into the earth, and his angel was cast out with him, man. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, man, of Yahweh Bashim Shai, and the power of his anointed, Yahweh Shai, which is righteousness. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. So Esau's about to be cast down. They're looking at it. When they say there's a chariot out there, well, they're looking at their destruction in the face, which accused them before Yahweh day and night. All right, so I'm ended there, man. Let me see something. All right, yeah, man. So that matches up with prophecy, whether they lying or not. But either way, it's coming. The Pentagon UFO chief says an alien mothership is in our solar system, possibly, and is sending out smaller chariots to probe the earth. And that's according to doctrine, that's according to scripture and prophecy. All right, our salvation is truly at the doors. Let's get that and end it with that. Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun. We've been seeing that. So, what they call it? Coronal mass ejections, And in the moon. Right? We've been seeing that. Blood moons, all kind of rare, different effects upon the moon, which are signs of judgment, And in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations. So there's going to be chaos out in space and chaos upon the earth. With perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, man. Men's heart failing them for fear. Men's heart failing them, meaning all their plans and goals that they were looking forward to, they're going to start losing hope and faith in their religions and all of that. And they're going to be fearful of what's coming. And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, see? And they see the giant chariot out there. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And that goes into not only the rulership upon the earth, but it's talking about America or the earth being shaken to and fro. All right, it's going to cause the sun and the moon, the planets in our orbit to tremble from the explosions, from the ICBMs. And at the approach of Yahushua, when he shows up with the holy angels, everything in the heavens and upon the earth is going to tremble. What we would say in human form, vibrate from his energy. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. So we shall all see him together in a great cloud. That means in a cloud with power. So he's going to be in the chariot instead of on top of it. All right, a huge chariot with power and great glory. And he's going to send out his angels, the reapers, to gather the elect. I don't know if I finished reading that scripture earlier, but he's going to gather the elect into the barn. All right, the smaller chariot is going to gather the elect into the big chariot. And when these things begin to come to pass, see, so we in that time, we should be looking up for our deliverance, for our salvation, especially once they push the C-hip on everybody around the world. And then when these things begin to come to pass, the prophecies or the tokens, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.